To almost force G2 to not leave B the weaker side, maybe commit a second player, but like you said, I mean, with Meadow's variation in utility, notorious on Icebox here for holding mid.
And this purchase isn't completely light for Mech. It's got a little bit of punch to it. You're looking for chip damage, potential vulnerabilities. The amount of ghosts coming out, Hoodie and Mixwell both going to be sat on that. So again, it's not impossible to see.
They're desperate. They're desperate for G2 to do what I think everybody expects G2 to do, right? Which is get a little aggressive.
Yep.
G2 sitting pretty right now. I mean, they've even got Nuki over to support those two ghosts on B site. That's it. I mean, this is a horrible setup to push into. It's a Viper and a Killjoy on A.
Yes. Oh, with Over, you're playing dangerous games there.
Yeah, he was. He was suppressed.
Yeah, so backs away. Meadow's going to kind of be the one to now back-to-back contact and expectation. Going to find two for all of his troubles. Over just needs to play his life. Wait for reinforcements. And he does.
The recon
Goddamn.
The timing.
Again, you're right. The setup is great. Early contact on the back of the site. And then Meadow did swing from 410. Made it look real nice here. And yeah, he gets two and does get traded, but that's a lot of damage achieved. And I do want to watch his bit of the end just because of that. Real nice. Play. Purchase on the other side, far from perfect.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look at it on the back of minimal investment. Now we've got two Guardians here to kind of round out this what should be a full buy round from Mech.
Oh, the information alone from that early contact, Mech should have a fair picture of what's, at least on the B side. They know where Mixwell is, they know where Hoodie is. I don't seem to like that too much. It looks like they're going through, once again, the motions that they seem to happily do. They do the early contact towards B long, see if they can pull some utility, and they swing back through. Now, last time, focused towards the A side, it looks like they're re-exploring middle a little here, and it is Nuki on the other side, over by Tube, but he's certainly not alone.
I love that there. Meadow's actually holding onto his alarm bot until this wall is dealt with in mid. And then he just pops it down behind. I mean, look where he can play with the utility to support of Over.
And it instantly nullifies any potential lurk in middle, any worry about that. They can peel away. That's great, just time being purchased. I like that. But again, Mech, they're a dangerous, dangerous team, even down to the last couple of seconds of Over's positioning. He's playing on finest margins here. Players noted, he knows what's coming his way. How much can he do? And he still plays one, but a quick trade out for Shados. Pop on the ult. Now Meadow is going to be just the right player side, and the burst potential from Mech is realized. You see it as clear as day. As Mixwell nowhere near the right side, he does have the op to hand, and how much does he want in on this?
No, very much. Again, there's no real possibility of him swapping out a weapon. Even if he finds a kill here, look at where all the deaths,
you're
all
right.
the death markers, are. So, yeah, don't fancy his chances in this scenario. But again, the regress there. I mean, on the back of the ability cooldown, Shados, yes, his knife's dealt with, but it reveals the location of roughly where one player is, and they just collapse on it. And there was a slight advantage. Yes, this is E2 riding through a couple of Spectres and whatnot. We'll see exactly where the finances sit after this, but we'll see Mixwell conscious to hold on to this because
deploying drone.
Quiet beginnings there. Not quite the triddle. There's 4 now build through middle.
Don't take me there.
Shadows traveling.
No.
3 players walking tube. They've got. I feel like Hoodie's reading something into this. Feels a bit weird. Chronicle finds the net and actually turns on and finds Hoodie. Tell me how they do it. I do not know. Mixwell is surrounded on all fronts. He's in danger. Legs one, good fall, but now he knows the net should be closing. The call should have been made. Seemingly unaware how far in Mech could have got at this point, but again, of Over and Meadow, they know that they've been playing that A site. They're well aware of this, and the breakthrough here from Mech is perfect. They found room to operate.
Meadow and Over now just looking to maybe do a little bit of damage. Backing away here. I mean, I don't expect anybody from Mech to go digging. They definitely want to have this bump to the economy. It's comfortable, really. Shados down at 1,000. Not sure where Redgar sits, but with that Guardian purchase in the previous, it wasn't really gleaming coming into this. This will be Mech's 7th, though. Thinking back now, this is the point where we really look towards that alt economy. Where does Nukia sit? Where does Mixwell sit? I don't think Mixwell's close yet. And it allowed them to lean heavier one way, and ultimately was the way that Mech were leaning. This time around, Mech was a little bit of a switch up here. Not sure if Nuki was actually suppressed off that. Yeah, I think he was actually, so he was noted.
But it being Nuki and not your Meadow or Avova, that should be the green light. Absolute green light, and maybe a red light there for Depo getting caught out by Hoodie. No rifle to be recovered from that just yet, but the wall might facilitate a little bit of recovery towards it, but Nats does find Mixwell. Again, look out for the power players, Meadow and Avova. Nuki still found Shade, Savova's found Nats. This is not what you're meant to be seeing. The scenes here are unbelievable. Redgar and Chronicle, the last two standing, need to dig their heels in. Swing from Redgar, forced to fight. And G2 turned this round. This round.
And the crazy thing is, it was almost like that was the intention from the get-go. I mean, Nuki's bought shields, and a Sheriff leaves himself at 700 credits.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't having any success on defense. Here, we're not seeing him create any space, but oh no. You hate that. Lothar somewhere is in tears. That Viper ult bug is one of the worst things to see happen in the entire game. They haven't adjusted just yet. I mean, they were looking to leave Avova kind of on an island here with Tommy to hold down the fort on A, but Mech have almost played into this. Got 4 towards B right now.
Look at this deeper angle from Mixwell as well. Like, this is...
I mean, yellow is just such a horrible, horrible area to clear now with the changes.
Even with the knife coming through, actually gets away prior to it. Okay.
I mean, they heard the TP, so they can assume exactly where he was.
Now, again, Mixwell, the second spring to this next layer. Lovely work. Good pick towards Redgar, but the site's going to be now pressured. Protocol finds Meadow, and Mixwell can't... I wouldn't re-peek that unless there was something that facilitated it. But for now, actually, they're reading this a bit of a rotation. I think Nuki's aware of this. They're very aware of this because you can already see that Avova's leaning back towards that A site. Left. So Mech aren't necessarily ahead of the curve here as they maybe imagine they would be, which is a bit of an issue. But again, Avova, utility down, going to try and funnel them forward, remove some of those lines of approach that they've been trying to depend upon. Nuki on the swing, Nuki and Avova in perfect combination. The site's under control. G2.
Actually explore mid there and double check that there's no split towards B. And then he gets himself back to A site before Mech can even make use of the space.
Example of a Dark Horse team when you look in comparison to Mech, right? Like, compare it to other teams, maybe not necessarily. This is a different beast when you're fighting Mech. You have to bring a great game, which G2 always had the capability of doing, be it off the back of, you know, having a Nuki day or, you know, Avova's potential of clutch coming in, but it's actually a collective effort. It's every single piece of the approach. Chronicle now considered, they've got to be so hyper aware that Kitchen could have been compromised already. As Mech have started to explore, but now obviously giving away a little bit of the game here. But this hit worked last time. This pinch, this crunch towards B, utilizing middle. But adaptation now noted. Hoodie's going to find Shados. Good kill from Chronicle, though. Nuki is dead and gone, buried. And G2 looking a little flustered as they're surrounded. Nax a little bit further ahead of where Hoodie expected, but the response is in kind through middle, trying to retake a little bit of that space. And look where the spike is. Nats has to go on a recovery mission to try and find it. Meadow, unaware of maybe what they've done, has to go and clear back around. Actually take space back on towards B long. That's actually quite a nice little bit of a play here. As Avova left towards Kitchen, and yeah, you're right.
He's repositioning here to potentially get the lockdown on B main.
30 seconds left.
TP onto site comes through.
Look who's behind. Look who's behind. Meadow has played this so well. There's that lockdown you were considering. This is next level play coming out from G2. I did not expect to see it from this side. And more for me. And Redgar, yeah, you can try and isolate one. How are you going to deal with the other? Both of them in such hard positions to cleanly clear. There's the re-aggress. There's the kill. G2 surprising here. 12 rounds on the board and Mech are sweating bullets.
Get out of my way!
I am loving watching this from both sides because Mech it's hard to see them lose games in a weird way because they play such a good style, a good approach, but now it's time to see that delivered. Already going to get the first information of Avova. He has to back away, another follow-up. Red Guard going to try and punish Avova off the back of that tag. Does get a little bit of chip damage. I don't know if he found much of it. A one right back in kind. But Shados aggresses, finding Meadow in the meantime, now leaving Avova sitting back towards the deeper side of middle. Mixwell controlling still towards Chronicle. He's actually going to be leaning out quite early. Look at the space he's able to clear here. This is quick work from Mixwell and actually very valuable work. Two still tough towards the side. He can't quite take them away though. Doesn't know the Nats is around here just yet. And Nats ain't moving. He's digging in deeper. He wants to try and keep this one in check. Avova trying to clear towards the side. Mixwell finds Shados. There's the swing from Nats. They didn't know he was there still. Nuki, I've seen him get one out of that. As Mixwell now in a 1v2. What can you do with this? Can you find the last two? He finds one. He's got a time limit though. He has to move quick, and Red Guard has the freest kill of his life. And Mech are still alive. Map 1 on the line, 12 to G2, 8 to Mech. And similar scenes, it looks like somewhat rinse and repeat. And that's the different approach. So Shado's going to try and deny Avova. So he's now just tucked in the corner, going to hope that someone can maybe take the first contact. Oh my God, Avova! You are an animal! Absolutely unchained here. Wow. That is a shutdown. That is a shutdown and a shutout on map 1.